Hello everyone. Welcome. I hate doing intros. Oh my gosh. Welcome back to another video. Happy New Year, by the way, to those who believe in time. Today I thought I would do a little reaction video to all of my customs that I painted in 2023. For those who don't know, I am a model I am a model horse artist. This is what I do for a living, I guess you could say. This is how I make my income. I do this full time, which I started doing this year actually. I took a big leap of faith, and I honestly can say it has paid off. It hasn't always been easy, and I'm still learning. I'm still very much so an amateur, and I have lots to learn and progress on. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be going through all my customs, and without further ado, let's get started. I have them here on my laptop. Let's get her done. So the first horse we have is this guy. My first chestnut actually, and chestnuts are actually, it was kind of tricky. I don't think people realize how tricky chestnuts are to paint, because I wanted to obviously steer away from him looking like a Cheeto. But the thing is, with chestnuts, you can't keep adding too much brown shading, or else they'll just turn into a bay and not a chestnut. So very tricky, but I am quite pleased with the result, especially for it being my first chestnut. He was a commission, and I just remember having a really hard time finding the motivation to get this horse finished. I don't know what took me so long. I don't know how long exactly it took me to paint him. I'll put it on the screen right here. That's how long it took me to paint him. And I can usually finish a horse in like a couple days or like a week. With him, it was a struggle. I don't know why it was so hard for me to find motivation. I was just in a funk, I guess. I don't know. And then the weather wasn't cooperating, so I couldn't really work on him even if I wanted to, because it was either raining or way too humid, and I was still working with pastels at the time. I made him a custom base too. My customer didn't know I was making a what's the word? Oh my gosh. She didn't know I was making a custom base. I didn't tell her because I wanted it to be a little surprise, but I went ahead and I spray painted it, and then I put on like moss and flowers, and it came out really cute. But there are some aspects about him that could be improved on. His blaze could have been a lot more detailed, but I am proud of his hooves. His hooves came out really good. And I kind of just experimented with them. I went back and forth with like paint to create like this nice like striping effect. So I love the way his hooves came out. And the pictures don't do them justice at all. But yeah, that's Big Red. We're just gonna call him Big Red. Okay, next horse. This is when I decided to move indoors to start photographing my horses, which was a very good decision. Don't know why it took me so long to do that, because photographing outdoors is just a lot more complicated, and my back would hurt so bad. I got a bad back. I can't be bending over like, it was just bad. Anyways, this is Ebony's Secret Threat. And it's funny because the person who commissioned me for the horse before, I actually bought this body from the same person, from her. And I've been wanting to see Breyer do a dark, just like a dark seal bay black anything on the Oasis mold, and they have yet to do it. So I was like, you know what, I really want to see what she looks like with a dark coat color. So I took it into my own hands, and boom, there she is. And I must say, she looks really sexy. She looks very dark in photos, but in person she's literally not black at all. She looks like a seal bay. Like, you can tell it's just a very, very, very dark brown. And that's because I used a nice rich I used like a really rich red, so it's somewhere over there, I don't know the name, as like her base coat, and then I built up the colors on top of that. So she has some really nice like undertones with that nice like reddish kind of color that I used first. But again, there's some things that I know I could improve on. I know I could do her hooves. I do like the way her hooves came out, but close up you can definitely tell they're a little rough. I could have done her eyes a lot better, and in the photos it looks like her snip is really washed out, but in person her snip does have like a nice pink shading, but in photos it just looks like white, like it looks like she doesn't have barely any shading on her snip, but in person she does. And her name is actually, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. I named her after one of Elvis Presley's horses. He had a few horses. He had Rising Sun, Bear, which Breyer made models out of those, but he had some other ones, and one of them, her name was Ebony Secret Threat, and I really like that because ebony is like super dark, like, you know, black. But I actually painted a horse back in 2016. It was my second model I ever painted, and I named her Ebony Secret Threat. But that model I stripped and repainted in 2023, and then I gave this model that name, Ebony Secret Threat. And you guys are going to see what I stripped her to. Obviously if you follow me you know it's the same mold, but you guys are going to see that model, what I stripped her to, and English is not my first language, like I can't speak. You're gonna see what I painted that model to once after I stripped her and everything. Oh, and then the same person who commissioned the last guy, the red boy, they actually bought her too, which was really sweet. Okay, next horse, who is it? We have, once again, another Oasis. So this horse was another commission. Which was actually, again, the same person who bought Ebony Secret Threat and the same person who I painted the red guy for. This was her commission as well. She wanted me to do a Bay Gulastra, Gabushka, I don't know, I don't remember how to pronounce it. And I'd actually never heard of that coat color before, so I was excited. This is also my first bay, like actual, like bay, like with shading, and I did a bay a while ago. His name is Big Bear, but his shading kind of non-existent, and he's more like a brown, she's more red. But with her, for it being my first bay and using pastels, I am very pleased with the result. She came out quite nice, but I will say she's very grainy. In the beginning, I nearly had a heart attack because I was applying the pastels, you know, building up my layers, and it was just very grainy. I was like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? Am I going too dark too soon? Is it just the pastels, the quality, because they're real cheap? But I was like, you know, I'm just gonna keep going, trust the process, and I'm glad I did because she did turn out nice, but she is very grainy. And that's one thing that I learned I hate about pastels. I hate a lot of things about pastels. I don't work with pastels anymore. Sometimes I do on certain things. And then I tried to do like a nice ombre effect on her tail. Her tail was supposed to fade out to like a almost white silver color, but I was struggling. Your girl was struggling with trying to blend the pastels because I still didn't really know what I was doing. Her white markings could definitely be better, but they are nice and opaque. I think the thing I like the most about her is her hooves. I was very proud of the way I was able to create almost like these like striping effects in her hooves. I don't think she has a name. I didn't give her a name, and I don't think that my customer did either. Okay, next horse. Here we have Barnabas! Yay! Okay, so Barnabas is my second Appaloosa that I have ever painted. Compared to my first one, there's definitely been an improvement, thank God. I don't know, he's just so cute. He's just so chunky, and I love Appaloosas. They're like one of my favorites. My first time doing striped hooves, which they came out okay. I can definitely do them better now. I really love the way his eyes turned out. I apologize for all the hair in my face. There's just too much volume and it's not. Anyways. Yeah, he's cute. He's still for sale too. I like to call him Barney for short. It's so cute, Barney. Okay, next up we have Zion. Ooh, let's go. Okay, Zion, my first splash horsey thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say. No, I do like the way he came out. The only thing is his mapping I could definitely do a lot better. I think I just used like a Prisma colored pencil for his mapping and like did that, but now I would actually go in and hand paint it, but still, I mean, it looks fine. Was this my first time doing blue eyes? I think it is, or it was. Yeah, it was. Wow, okay, first time doing blue eyes. I kind of struggle with blue eyes because I feel like with brown eyes, there's a lot you can do with brown eyes. You can add a lot of dimension, but with blue, it's like, I'm still trying to figure that out. Yeah, he's just a splashy boy, and we love him. All right, next up, who do we have? Lazarus. And can I just say, that is such a badass name. Like, oh, what's your name? My name's Lazarus. Like, anyways, this guy was a extreme Sabino with cat tracks. I don't remember. But once again, like the whole mapping, I did that with like, okay, well, first of all, this horse turned out completely different than what I wanted him to turn out. But I had to find a way to make it work. What was that? Ew. I mean, he's fine. I just see a white horse with black spots on it. Like, it's fine. But I do really like his shading, I will say. His pinking that I did, it looks really nice. I love the color of his mane and tail, that nice cream color. His hooves were okay. He's just not as detailed as I would have liked. But yeah, that's Lazarus. Okay, next horse. Who do we have? Honestly, I should have named this horse Bruno, because we don't talk about Bruno. Okay, listen. The vision was there. The vision was there. Did it come to fruition? No. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is probably the least favorite horse I've painted. And I think it's because I gave myself a deadline. This was supposed to be, this is Ghostface, by the way. I don't know if I said that yet. He was supposed to be a Friday the 13th, you know, fun little custom. I was like, this horse needs to be done by Friday the 13th. I really do like the shade of blue I achieved with his eyes, and I do like his eyes a lot. I like how you can see a lot of the whites of his eyes, so he looks kind of like spooked. And I also do like his stockings, but his hooves just look like flat. I did model him after a real horse, and this horse is absolutely beautiful. I love black horses. I think they're like the most beautiful, like they're my favorite. This horse was so black he was almost blue, and his hooves were very black as well, so I wanted to try and emulate, is that the right word? Onto him. But on him, it just looks like cartoonish. I also used like this satin spray. I didn't use matte spray, I used satin, which I think was a good idea because it gives him like a nice like glow. Anyways, that is Ghostface. Who do we have next? Oh, it gets better. It gets better! Here we have Selenia. Yay! Slay! Queen! I love you. I love you, babe. She is named after Selenia from Arthur and the Invisibles. If you know, you know. Selenia is actually a flower, and it's like a yellow orangish flower, and it's native to Texas, which is where I live. So I was like, this is a perfect name for her. I knew I had to redeem myself from Ghostface because I was not happy with him, so I was like, okay, my next model needs to be like Ghostface is down here, my next model needs to be like all the way up here. And she slayed! She slayed! She's my first Palomino, and I'm very proud that I was able to accomplish this coat color. I think it might be my new favorite coat color to paint because it's very simple, but it just looks, she's just so soft. We love her. We love her. This is actually the horse that I painted all the way back in 2016. and I waited till 2023 because I wasn't really happy with the paint job I did on her. I stripped her and repainted her, which was at the time Ebony Secret Thread. I stripped her, repainted her, and now she is a Palomino, Selenia. So yeah, that's a fun little coincidence. I love the shading on her muzzle. I love her little snip. Her eyes could have done a little bit more better of a job of blending. She used to be a black blanket Appaloosa. Now she's a Palomino. We love that for her. Okay, who do we have next? Fawn. We have Fawn. She is my first roan. Yeah, I haven't done a roan before. I did this with Prismacolor pencils. I didn't use paint, I used Prismacolor pencils. But she is very pretty. The only thing about this girl is the transition from her roaning from her neck to her face is kind of stark. So if I were to redo this, I would have used like a blending shade to blend that, like how I did with her legs. Her legs blend seamlessly because I used a black pastel to blend, but her neck is kind of just like, it's just like a line. Oh, she has like the cutest like little baby star. She also has horseshoes. Those are really fun to paint, and they didn't take that long. I thought it was going to take forever because I was using like this metallic color that was very like watery, and I was like, I'm going to be here forever painting all these layers of metallic silver paint, but it was done pretty quickly. And I'm especially proud of her back left hoof. The detailing that I was able to achieve on the bottom of that hoof, I'm very proud of. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of just like playing around. That's honestly like how some of the greatest art is made, where you don't try, it kind of just happens. I mean, it came out really nice. I don't even remember what I did to achieve that. So if I wanted to do it again, I literally would have no idea. And let me tell you guys something. When I look back at a lot of the models that I painted, I don't particularly feel proud, or I don't even like them, because I know there's something always I'm like, oh, I wish I could have done that, or oh, I wish I could have done this. It's very hard for me to feel proud of my work, but there are certain things here and there where I'm like, yeah, I slayed. This was my first time doing a bay with an airbrush. This is when I switched over to an airbrush rather than using pastels with all my previous customs. Also, whoever said an airbrush isn't messy, your mom's a hoe, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's on the walls. Cece, be quiet. No.
My desk is all the way over there.
Alright, that's fun. Who do we have next? Oh, it's these guys that I just painted. Okay. Last but not least, we have Holly and Jolly. But can I just say, I did not feel Holly and Jolly while painting these horses. These horses were probably my most challenging pieces yet. Well, Holly was the mom. Jolly was like easy. I finished him in like 2 days. But Holly, it took me like 2 weeks. I kind of explained a little bit on Instagram the process I had to go through to finish this freaking horse, but I will tell you guys on here as well. I painted Holly as a hair by hair leopard Appaloosa, and it was going really good until I came towards like her flank area and I realized the hair direction is completely wrong. It looks awful. I have to try and fix this. So then I had the idea of using masking liquid and masking all of her little spots and then painting over it with an airbrush, just using like white paint from an airbrush. I already knew this wasn't gonna work, but I did it anyways. I don't know why. So when I airbrushed her and I took off the masking from all the spots that I masked off, the edges were very, like, you could tell, like, they were just thick, and she was just plain white. Like, I lost all of the detail that I was originally trying to create by doing hair by hair detailing. And at this point I was like, you know what, I don't have a choice. I need to strip this horse, which I've never had to do. I've never had to like strip a horse, like completely start over because I messed up that bad. But I am thankful for the challenges that she gave me, because obviously I learned a lot. And sometimes you just gotta start over. Like, there was no saving her. I had to start over. I got quite lucky with her because usually when I strip a model horse, it takes 2 days. I have to do like 2 rounds of oven cleaner, which takes like 2 days. All of her paint came off in the first round of oven cleaner, so I was so thankful. That way the very next day I could prime and get back to, you know, trying to finish her. But yeah, oh, Miss Holly, she put me through it, bro. She put me through it. My shoulder, my hips, my butt, I was sore all over just from sitting and like leaning over and just like painting for hours and hours. But I am quite proud of what I think these guys are my most proud pieces yet. When I look at Holly, when I look at photos of her, I'm like, wow, I can't believe like I did that. Like, I actually feel proud of my work for once. The only thing about her is her mane. I don't really like the transition of like her mane. I don't know what I was trying to achieve there. Oh, and her eyes. I definitely wouldn't have gone with that such a like intense gold color. Looking back, I definitely would have used like a dark brown and gone that route. And then she has like little modeling. Okay, so I love modeling on like real horses, but on plastic horses, I don't like the way it looks. It just looks like, I don't know, but I did it on her. Could she have gone without the modeling? Yes, but it is what it is. So Barnabas was my first time doing like striped hooves for an Appaloosa, and she is my second take on striped hooves, and much better. I added more detailing. And then Jolly, her cute little foal, super easy to paint. The only thing I would have made hit the spots on his butt like a little bit more circular. Some of them are like weird funky shapes. His eyes were very hard to paint because obviously he's so tiny, but I really wanted to give him detailed eyes. I didn't want to skip on detail on his eyes simply because he was small. These two are still for sale if you are interested. But yeah, these two, or Holly, was my most challenging piece yet, but also currently my most proudest. Finn. Okay, everyone, those are all of the models that I painted in 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what custom is your favorite that I have done, or comment down below, I don't know, comment down below something. I get lonely. I kind of talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but this is the year, or no, it was the year because obviously it's 2024 now, but 2023 was the year I decided to become a full-time model horse artist. I'm literally in this room all the time. I literally live in here now. Like, if you're ever wondering where I'm at, which I don't know why anyone would, but if you are, this is where I'm at. Also, sorry for the newspaper. I'm currently working on another sales piece, and this is taped down and I didn't want to untape it and move it. So anyways, every single horse that I've painted, it has been like my first time painting that coat color. Like Selenia was my first Palomino, Fawn was my first Roan, and I still have so many more coat colors that I haven't done yet. I still haven't done a blue Roan. I still haven't done a dapple gray. I still haven't done a strawberry Roan or a red Roan. So I'm still learning, and every horse I paint is still going to be like my first time. And I'm just very proud of what I have been able to accomplish. There's been lots of ups and downs. I sold my car, and so I have no choice now but to work from home. And so it kind of just like works now, you know, like this feels right. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing for now. Yeah, 2023 wasn't that bad. I got a lot of things accomplished that I said I wanted to accomplish. But yeah, and I think 2024 is going to be great. I think it's going to be my year of travel. Obviously it's ByRFest, but other like traveling as well. A lot of growth. I'm working on my personal channel Oh, and if you're into makeup, I have the makeup look, like the tutorial to the makeup look on my personal channel, so if you want to go watch it. It's called Espresso Makeup. Yeah, y'all know me. I love a good smoky eye. Faith and Hope is going to be coming out this year, so there's just a lot to look forward to. I hope you all had a good year. I will see you all in my next video, which should be the casting call results. So if you auditioned for Faith and Hope, keep an eye out for that video, or if that's not the next video on my channel, it might be an unboxing video because I have no self-control. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you are watching this. Don't forget to stay gold. Make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. Yep, we're taking it back to those days. And I will see you all in my next video. Ooh, slay.